So why terraform? Why scale down the population? Why do the JJ mentality? Why bring in more salt to your diet? These are the questions we must ask ourselves. And I remember a couple years ago, actually my first book, I was talking about DNA methylation, and methane is like a what is it? Methane chemistry from CH4. Okay, that's methane, and then DNA methylation is CH3. Now, why is it one atomic particle or one atom between each other? Well, when you're doing DNA methylation, it is an oncological type of therapeutic that stops cancer. That's what DNA methylation is. It's used on breast cancer. And so, but where is the methylation? What is that a derivative of, or what is that the root of, or what is that part of? And that's part of methane. Methane gases are what comes from a decomposing animal. Methane comes from decomposing poop, like from cows, humans. Humans, when they fart, they bring off methane gases. Okay? And so when your body, like with the waterfalls, when you do waterfalls, you're releasing a lot of poop, causing a type of DNA methylation. Methane, it's causing then life forms in your body to die. So imagine at a macro level, DNA methylation from the amount of methane gases from humans and animals, livestock and whatever. Imagine that being emitted into the atmosphere and then also being breathed in by the life forms. And so then you see why they are scaling down the population. Why do they allow it to become so large, knowing that methane gases can be destructive to DNA as well as other life forms? Because it was about innovation. It was about taking the best minds and advancing the current humans in this form, okay, to finally balance themselves out with Earth. Because I'm thinking like the Titans, the giants, and they were petrified. How are these immortal? They weren't really immortal, but how were these titanic people, the Titans, had to become petrified? Why don't we see giants on this earth anymore? Because they are so large. Imagine how much poop they would have to, how big their poops are, and how that would then be transmitted into the atmosphere. It would destroy. Imagine, a big, huge titanic person dropping a deuce on New York City. It would destroy New York City. When they say you're dropping methane bombs, that's basically what it is. It's a titan dropping deuces on the largest cities. So you can't have giants, titanic people in this society. So we have a bunch of small people, right? That are 5.5, 6 foot, maybe 10 feet. Those were the real giants, like Andre the Giant and some of the giants of the past. They weren't, there's people that are 6'8" now that are really giant. But there was other people that were really gigantic that we see only in old pictures. But they have scaled down the size of people. And why is that? Because, again, infrastructure must call for a certain type of person. Can you imagine? Even a person that's 6'8", 7 foot, like the basketball players, they have to really navigate their world carefully so they don't hurt themselves living in an average 6'5", 5'11" world that we live in. I'm 5'1.5". I haven't measured myself lately. Okay, so why there are no giants from the past here in the future? Because their poops would be like toxic bombs. No different. And so that's why we have a sewer system. That's why we have, or the sewage treatment plants and chemistry. And I think that's why they also terraform as well, to keep the balance of the gases, and why we're in a green sustainability type of world, going towards that direction, this new world order. and why they're scaling down the population. Because that is a lot of methane gases to process, so it's not so toxic to the life forms. Okay? And so that makes logical sense when you bring it down to how they use DNA methylation as an oncological type of therapeutic for breast cancer or any other types of cancers, which is growth. And so that makes sense. Holy crap. All right, bye.